Hey everyone, welcome to Love Them Well. My name is Lindsay and today I'm going to share with you some great book ideas for middle school girls. I teach 7th grade English. I also have a middle school daughter. So I am always looking for the best books for her age, and summer is coming. So it's important to have some good book lists for your kids and books that will get them excited about reading and that they will enjoy. So my first recommendation for any middle school girl and adult woman, Ella Enchanted. You'll notice it's destroyed because it's been read so many times. It's so well loved and it's a take on the story of Cinderella. It's so fun. This is by Gail Carson Levine. I read this book in 6th grade, fell in love with it. It's probably the book I've read most in my life besides Skipping Christmas by John Grisham. So definitely recommend this for any girl of any age. This is a book from my childhood also. I read it in 7th grade, The Girl Who Owned a City. It's not very common. This book is by O.T. Nelson. I don't know if anyone else that's read this book, but I loved it. It's about a virus that sweeps the earth and it kills all the adults. There's only children 12 and under left. But it's really fun. Like, I really liked this book as a kid. My daughter has read it and she liked it too. So I recommend it. I read this book and loved it. This is for boys and girls. So good. I learned a lot. It's about a Chinese immigrant and her family works at this hotel. She runs the front desk. This book was so good for a daughter, son, and for an adult. I'm just gonna keep saying all these books you could read too as an adult woman. If you're an adult woman right now watching this video, I recommend all of these for any age. Echo Mountain, a lot of my students have read this. My friend Abby has read this. We've talked about this before. My daughter read it. It's still on my TBR list. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard really good things, so I want to share it. Lauren Woke is the author. I read this book last summer. I had never read it before, but my daughter had wanted to read it. It's apparently controversial, so I was like, ooh, I better read it to find out what my daughter's reading. I thought it was delightful. Judy Blume, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. And then we watched the movie. That was really nice. So we read it together and we watched the movie, and yeah, it was good. I'm not really sure why this is controversial. Maybe it's not anymore. Maybe that was just back in the day. Shannon Hale, she writes really good stuff. Princess Academy is a series that I think any girl would enjoy. Every girl in the world should read the Betsy-Tacy series, but especially the 4 that Maud Hart Lovelace wrote for high school girls. There is one book for each age level: freshman year, sophomore, junior, senior, and it is just the sweetest book. It's about these girls at the turn of the century, from the 1800s to the 1900s, that turn of the century. And I read this when I was in high school. Couldn't believe how much I related to these girls who were living 100 years before me. And I've always liked historical fiction like Little House on the Prairie and things like that, but I never really read anything like this. It's such a sweet series. It starts with them way younger, so you can find books of when they are little children in elementary school, and then all the way up to when Betsy gets married. This book, I read this in middle school. It's called Running Out of Time, and then I got it for my daughter for Christmas. It is the story of The Village by M. Night Shyamalan, but before he made that movie. And there was actually some talk back when that movie came out, The Village, that it was copied from this book or from other things like it, but it's its own story. But it's really cool. This girl lives in a small village. They don't have any medicine. Turns out there's a little secret that maybe there's access to medicine in another time. This book is for all age levels. It would be really good for a read aloud with your family. The Year of Miss Agnes. It's about some children in Alaska, and they get this teacher who comes in who just changes their whole world. And it's really sweet. I really liked it. And I read it on my own and did it as a read aloud with my kids one summer. So this is a good one for boys or girls. I also read this one on my own, but highly recommend it to middle school girls or boys, A Place to Hang the Moon by Kate Albus. This was just such a sweet book. I read it really fast one winter. I just loved it so much, and so I recommend it highly. If a middle school girl has not read Anne of Green Gables, I do recommend it. It's so good, such good quality literature. And then there's a whole series of books that you can read after it. And there are so many movies and adaptations of this book that then they would understand. So you could read the book and then have them watch the movies and shows, and it's just fun. Such good lessons to be learned from Anne about life and friends. So these are my top recommendations right now for middle school girls. If you're making a list for them for the summer, I think these are wonderful. Also look at readaloudrevival.com. They have really good book lists out there. I have other videos coming or that are out that are recommendations of books for middle school boys, for little children who are just learning to read and need some empowerment with reading some chapter books that are on their level, and also books for women that you might want to put on your summer reading list. It's gonna be a great summer. I love summer reading. It's so much fun. Also, keep tuned into my channel because I have been visiting authors at the local library and it's been so much fun. Great authors have come and are coming, and so I will be putting out videos when I see new authors, but also check out the playlist so you can see when I met Catherine Center. Coming up soon, I will be going to see the author of The Last Kids on Earth and Catherine Center again, and Carly Fortune, and all these great authors. So check out the playlist. It's all about reading. Have a great day. Bye.